Here we probably get 10 to 15 in the course of a year.
College football can be broken down into a game of numbers, but now with the focus on player safety, it's not just about how many points a team scores. In the 2013 NCAA football season, there were 192 publicly reported concussions by football bowl subdivision teams. That's an average of about 2 per team. 4 concussions were reported at Old Dominion University, but head football athletic trainer Marty Bradley believes there had to be more.
Over the course of the athletic season for all of our sports, it could be 20 or 25 or more. And it doesn't mean that they're all reported to us either. There may be guys who suffer a concussion that or have concussion-like symptoms that don't ever let us know.
Gabriel Wright is a former Hampton University football player. He suffered from concussion-like symptoms in high school. He believes some players don't report concussions due to a fear of how they will be perceived.
If you're a man and you're playing a sport and you get an injury or whatever, specifically a head injury, a lot of times you don't want to jump out the game because it's like a social thing. Oh, well, he's come out the game, he's a punk. It just has to do with pride, and they don't want to take themselves out to keep themselves safe.
The process of reporting a concussion starts with the occurrence of the injury.
I remember me trying to go down and get the ball. As I'm going down, he's going down with me. And we both pretty much just collide. It's like a head-to-head, helmet-to-helmet contact. My head goes back, his head goes back. And in the process, my helmet comes down, and it cuts like the bridge of my nose, and I'm bleeding and all that stuff.
Then, on comes the training staff.
Well, the first step we do is obviously go out and, if the player is still down on the field, analyze the player to see what's wrong and then establish that they potentially suffered a concussion.
It was numbing, a lot of pressure, and I just seen stars, man. I seen a lot of stars floating around my head, and I get up. I'm staggering a little bit to get up.
And once the player is diagnosed with a concussion, the trainer then reports it to the head coach and position coach. After that, the player is advised to be held out of the game, and then the ensuing week, the recovery process begins.
They don't play computer games. They don't watch television. They don't listen to loud music. They don't go out and drink alcohol.
Sacrifices players make to rest their brains, but sacrifice sometimes can lead to head trauma.
We didn't really care about technique tackling. It was just all about knocking this person out because you get the crowd hype. It was all about just sacrifice, man, and more specifically, sacrificing your body.
Trainers then put the players with head trauma through rigorous tests, such as the post-concussion exertion challenge.
It's about a 10 or 15-minute exercise challenge, and if they don't have any symptoms that return from that, then they take the neuropsych test.
This long process full of tests could be why schools don't report many concussions. According to Marty, Old Dominion recorded 11 documented concussions in football. Again, only 4 were reported publicly. Sometimes schools list them as head injuries.
The minute you call it a concussion, therefore you have to follow concussion protocols. So that may be why they don't list it as a concussion, because they have to follow the protocols then.
Brandon Theo Dorsey, Living Healthy.